My boyfriend's female best friend has been getting way too close to him. He said there's nothing to worry about because they're just friends. So me and my boyfriend have been together for just under a year. When we first started dating, he told me about one of his best friends, let's call her Faith. They've known each other since childhood and are extremely close. I didn't have a problem with this initially because Faith had a boyfriend, and the way she acted towards my boyfriend was also how she acted towards another close male friend, so I thought it's just who she is. Just before Christmas, Faith and her boyfriend broke up. I never got the details, just that it was a really bad breakup. They were living together, and Faith needed a place to stay, so my boyfriend offered his couch. This is where I started getting uncomfortable. I told him I didn't like some girls staying at his place like this, and he told me it's temporary and she's his best friend, and I don't get a say in who he lends his couch out to. We argued, and eventually, I relented. On New Year's, I wanted to go back to his place after the celebration at my friend's place, but he said Faith is there and we wouldn't be able to do anything intimate in the bedroom, and I got annoyed and said she can listen to it for all I care. He got annoyed at that and said he's not doing that. I asked him when she plans on getting her own place, and he said she's looking but it's hard to find something in her price range. So I went home alone that night. A week ago, he wasn't feeling the greatest, so I wanted to surprise him with food. I showed up to his apartment and she answered the door in a tank top and very small pajama shorts. When she went to have a shower, I asked him if she walks around like that all the time, and he said yes. Seeing me get annoyed, he told me not to start. I asked him how he'd feel if I had a close male friend living with me, walking around half-clothed, and he said he'd be uncomfortable, but he'd trust me not to do anything. I told him I do trust him, but it's still a boundary for me, and I asked again when she's moving out. That's when he dropped the surprise on me that the two of them have decided to look for a place together once his lease is up in March. I freaking lost it. She heard us fighting and came out of the shower, somewhat dressed, and asked what was wrong. I told her I'm not comfortable with any of this. She apologized and said I'd better find a way to be comfortable with it. He didn't say anything, and when I said, seriously? He sighed and told me she's right, that she's been his friend longer than I've been in his life, and this will benefit them both in the long run, so this is what's happening. I asked what's going to happen if we wanted to move in together before the lease to whatever place they're getting is up, and he said that's something we can discuss if and when that happens. I was so unbelievably mad and insulted that I just left. I texted him later and asked him to think about what's more important, living with her or our relationship. He said that sounds like I'm giving him an ultimatum, and I replied that's not what I'm doing, but he's being unreasonable. We've been texting since, but it feels like it's probably the end of our relationship. I brought up my discomfort about everything, including how close they are to my best friend, and she said there's nothing I can do and I'll lose 100% of the time, which kinda pissed me off because if he saw a future with me at all, then shouldn't he want to fight for us and make me feel comfortable in the relationship? Update 1. So first of all, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who commented and gave me advice and support. As for an update, I texted him on Thursday, sometime after I made the post, that I wanted to come pick up the things I have at his place on Friday after work. All he replied with was, sure. Last night after work, I went to his place, and when I got there, I texted him that I was in the parking lot and told him to bring my stuff down. I really didn't want to deal with Faith, like at all. He eventually came downstairs with a box of my stuff. I went there with every intention of just getting my things and walking away, not saying anything, but I don't know, it was like word vomit. I couldn't stop myself, and I asked him how long they've been sleeping together. He kinda laughed and said, it really doesn't matter now, does it? And I said it kinda does if he's been sleeping with both of us at the same time. He said the night I stormed out of his place when he was sick was the first time they slept together since we've been together. I didn't ask if they slept together before me. I feel like the way he worded his answer confirmed they have a history of hooking up, but maybe I'm reading into it. The last thing I said to him was that he needs to figure his crap out because no woman is going to play second fiddle forever. I got in my car and left without letting him respond or looking for a reaction. It didn't feel great to know that he cheated on me, even though I kinda expected it, to be honest. I think I'm somewhere between anger and indifference right now. I've deleted and blocked both of them on literally everything. I just want to move on from all this. I know some of you are gonna say it's a lesson to be learned, but all I learned from this is to make sure the next guy has no intimate history with any female friends before it becomes a relationship, because, screw that.